If you want to know how to start your own online business, stick around for a second because I'm going to tell you the steps that I took. And I'll assume that you have seen the free 7-day video series that introduced you to Stuart and Jay, two of my mentors. And if you have not seen that video series, I'll put a link somewhere on the video or maybe even down below the video in the description where you can click through and check out that video series. It just kind of depends on where you're seeing this video. But one of the first things that I had to do was really shift my mindset. And so I wrote down the things that I liked about my week and the things that I didn't like about my week, and I've written them down here to share with you guys. So the first thing that I didn't like about my week was my alarm clock. And I was a financial advisor for one of the world's largest banks. And when the stock market opened at 6:30, I had to be at work, and I'm in Arizona, so with the time change, I had to get up really early and drive into work when it was pitch black and it was cold out. It was depressing, and that was something that I didn't enjoy about my life. The other thing that I didn't enjoy was every day wearing a suit and a tie. Now, right now, I'm wearing a nice shirt because this video is going to be on the internet forever, and I want to appear as someone of authority, right? And if I'm wearing a tank top showing all my tattoos, that doesn't necessarily work. But every day I'm in flip-flops and shorts and a tank top or a t-shirt, and that's how I want to live my life. I don't want to wear a suit and a tie if I don't have to. The other thing that came up that I didn't like was my commute. And I can remember, I used to have to commute about 45 minutes each way to my office. And I can remember sitting at stoplights and looking around at people and wondering if this is really as good as life gets, because it just didn't meet my expectations. And I can remember looking at other people's faces and thinking to myself that they looked dissatisfied and sad, and that is sad. The other thing that I didn't like about my week was the routine and the monotony. It was the same thing every single day for the most part. You know, there was learning, and I love that stuff about it. But at the end of the day, it was the same thing every single week. And I don't know, the creativity that I've got inside me needed to express itself, and I wasn't able to do it working for someone else. The other thing that I saw was limited time off. Now, I was a commission salesperson, so I could kind of take the time that I wanted, but I was money motivated, so I worked a lot. Most people who work for someone else, they get 2 weeks off each year to do the things that they really enjoy doing, and that is crazy to me. 2 weeks for yourself, that's just nuts. The other thing that I saw that I want to share with you guys is not only limited time off for vacations, but limited time off for lunch. And I can remember I used to drive to meet my friend Corey for lunch all the time, but you got to figure with driving, it's going to knock at least 20 minutes out of your lunch hour. So that's why I say I only had 40 minutes for lunch to enjoy myself, to decompress, to reconnect with a friend of mine, and I want more time than that for lunch. One of the other things was limited pay increases. Now, as I said, I was a commission salesperson, and I was paid between 30 and 32 cents on the dollar of commission that I brought in, which means that the bank I worked for kept 68 or 70 cents of every dollar I brought in. And I was thinking to myself, I'm working my butt off, and I can make more money than this if I'm doing it on my own because I have work ethic and I'm goal oriented, and I can set goals and objectives and work toward them. And to give away 70 cents on the dollar to the house was nuts to me. And if you are on a salary, or even worse, hourly pay, you fully understand what I'm talking about limited pay increases. I know someone who worked 8 years for the same employer and never saw a pay raise. And that life is just way too short to put up with that kind of garbage. One of the other things was that your paycheck is controlled by other people. So at the end of the day, you rely on someone else to support your family. And that was an aspect of control that I really wanted to have for myself, and I didn't want anyone else to be able to control my paycheck. I wanted to control my own destiny, whether that was running out of money or making lots of money. One of the other things that I noticed that I didn't like about my week, one of my least favorite things, useless meetings. And I can remember so many meetings in corporate boardrooms where I felt that the managers were either holding meetings because they had to, or holding meetings just to hear themselves talk. And I can remember looking around the room at the other faces and just being like, man, is this just an incredible waste of time? And I'm really thrilled that I don't have useless meetings anymore, and I haven't for years. And one of the final things that I noticed about my work week is that I was building someone else's dreams. And in my case, it was Wells Fargo's dreams. And at the end of the day, I don't want to build someone else's business. I don't want to build someone else's dreams. I want all of the effort that I put into my work week to consistently build up a lifestyle for me and my family, not for somebody else. And it's really a shame that the system is designed that way, where employees lose and employers win, unless you're self-employed. So then the part of my week that I loved, well, check it out. It was only 2 days every single week. So only 2 out of 7 days did I have free time and fun to make memories with my friends and family and to go places and do things. And that is crazy that out of 7 days, we only get 2. So that means that only 2 days per week do we mostly have autonomy, where we can go where we want, with who we want, and do what we want, how we want. 2 days a week for that is just not enough. Life is way too short, and the trade-off just wasn't anything that I wasn't willing to compromise in that way. And I assume if you're watching this video, it makes sense to you and you're not willing to compromise in that way anymore. So these are the immediate things that jumped out at me for how I spend my time during the week. And I gotta tell you, after I put this stuff on paper, what I realized was that the most precious commodity that we have is not money, it's time. It is time, time, time. So I really would encourage you to ask yourself, how much time are you devoting to the things that you don't enjoy? And how much time do you get to devote to the things that you do enjoy? And no one ever said on their deathbed, gee, I wish I would have spent more time at the office, right? I mean, that's nuts. And unfortunately, that's just how the system is set up. So I began to shift my focus from wealth, meaning money, to wealth, meaning time. And I encourage you guys to do the same. And then I'll go into some of the reasons why I made the shift. And the reasons why aren't as many, but they are important nonetheless. So let's take a look at the reasons why I made the shift, and then that'll maybe help you figure out your why. You know, why do you want to make the shift from doing what you're doing into something else? So let's jump into that right now. All right. Well, after seeing how my time was spent during the week, and that 5 days really were sacrifice for others, and I only got 2 days to myself, I then wrote down my whys. Why is it that I want to make a change and do something different for a living? And I would encourage you to do the same thing, to write it down, because if it's on paper, it's so much easier to work toward it as a goal. So why change? The first one for me was that I changed my definition of wealth. I thought money meant wealth, and I now know that's a component of wealth, but not the whole thing. Really, it's time. And I had mentioned that no one ever says on their deathbed, gee, I wish I would have spent more time at the office. Well, they also never say, man, I wish I was dying with more money. They say, I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time to do the things that I didn't get a chance to do. And that's just what's so crazy about Western culture and the way that our work-life model works, so to speak, although it really doesn't work. The second one, my second why, was to make memories. And like I said, I had 2 days each week on the weekend to make the memories and to do the things that I really wanted to do. And I want to be able to make memories 7 days a week if I want to. One of my other whys, which goes with making memories, is freedom and autonomy. Like I said, I want to be able to do what I want with who I want. I want to go where I want. And when we're there, I want to do whatever it is that we're doing, how we want to do it. You know, one of my buddies from high school, he used to say, whatever it is that we're doing, I don't know what it is that we're doing, but whatever it is that we're doing it. And I want to be able to do it 7 days a week. And I want you to be able to do whatever the heck you want 7 days a week too. My other why? Oh, this is a big one. Being able to pay for stuff. And as a commission salesperson, I got to keep around 30 cents of every dollar in commission I brought in. But if, you know, you're earning incremental pay raises as an hourly employee or as someone on salary, it comes even slower. Well, when my kids asked to go to the various camps that they're interested in for the summertime, Wouldn't you know it, all the most expensive camps are the ones that they really like. Gymnastics being a specific example. Gymnastics in my town, there's only one gymnastics gym and it's $50 a day per kid. And I have 2 children. And so when my older daughter goes, my younger daughter wants to go. And if they do that 5 days a week, you're talking $2,000 by the end of the month. And I want to be able to say yes. Yeah, you want to do cheerleading or dance or gymnastics? Yeah, absolutely. You want to rent another instrument? Let's do it. And it's so important for me to be able to provide my kids with the ability to experience life, to be able to sample different things so that they have a better idea of how to create their life going forward. And that's important to me. Another one of my whys was I wanted a career that gets easier over time. And if you are on salary or paid hourly, this is virtually impossible. But with online business, depending on the product or service that you're offering to the general public, this is very possible. And with the internet marketing curriculum that I'm a part of and that I'm sharing with you all, the commissions are insanely attractive and it gets much easier over the years as you do it. And another way to explain this, so I currently trade my time for money as a wedding minister, as a wedding officiant. And it's transactional. Once I officiate a couple's wedding, they're gone. I never see them again, and there's no other opportunity to make money from them, really, as crass as that sounds, but that's why we're here. That's what we're talking about. It's transactional. And so after that couple's gone, I have to hustle and in some way go find new couples to work with. And I want a career where I don't have to hustle to meet my monthly expenses when I'm in my 50s. That's just crazy. I want my 50s, I want my 40s, really. I'm only 42 years old. 40s are a phenomenal time when you're still young and able to do stuff. And I want my career to get easier so that I'm able to make memories and have freedom and autonomy. Another one of my whys was the freedom to express myself. And as I mentioned, I wear flip-flops, shorts, and a tank top, or at least a t-shirt, virtually every day, where I used to have to wear a suit and a tie. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to wear a uniform. I don't want to have to dress to a code or to someone's expectations. And it's not only clothing, it's also just the ability to express creativity. And in the financial services industry, I was working for Wells Fargo, there is so much regulatory oversight of what you can say and what you can put in print and on the internet that it's stifled just all creativity. And online business, there are very few regulatory authorities to worry about, and I can kind of do and say whatever I want. And that's a beautiful thing. So lastly, the opportunity to help others. Financial planning, I was able to help others by figuring out how much money they had to save, the return on their investments they needed, all that kind of stuff. And with officiating weddings, I get to help couples by lifting them up and get them feeling great about their relationship and each other so they're high when they go into their reception. But at the end of the day, showing people how to break free from the 9-to-5 rat race and the corporate hierarchy that just no longer works is so much more fulfilling and so much more satisfying, and anyone can do it. All you have to do is show people how you did it and then lead them into that same path. So what I want to do now is talk to you about the 6 most common online business models. I'll tell you what I tried, where I failed, and then what I found that works. So we'll go over that, and here we go. So once I discovered how important time is, that I redefined wealth as time, not just money, I then started to look at the most common online business models and how I could possibly do something in my spare time while working that would help break me free from the work model that we have here in the West. So the most common online business model is affiliate marketing. I got into affiliate marketing as an Amazon affiliate. That's probably the most common affiliate program, but even Target, I mean, all kinds of companies have affiliate programs where you can sign up as an affiliate and then get paid as a middleman when people click your affiliate link and then go through to that person or that company and then they buy something. You get paid a commission as an affiliate. The problem was there's virtually no training with Amazon. So while I was posting stuff on Facebook, all products that I loved and used, I made virtually no money because no one showed me how to do it. And without training, affiliate marketing is kind of a pipe dream. The second most common, or not necessarily in this order, but an e-commerce store can be affiliate marketing, but doesn't have to be. So if I manufacture my own product, I can sell it online on my e-commerce store. However, lots of people set up Amazon affiliate stores where all of the inventory on whatever website is managed by Amazon, and then Amazon ships and fulfills the orders. So it's still affiliate marketing in many ways and for most people. Most people don't have their own product or service to sell, so they sell someone else's. But again, there was no training with Amazon, and the e-commerce store that I tried, I ran into so many technical issues that I gave up on it. The third, drop shipping. I tried and failed at this one too. Drop shipping is, again, where you act as a middleman, and you do not have to house inventory, you don't have to ship anything, but you still get paid as a middleman, that commission. And the products I was drop shipping were gardening and water filtration stuff, because gardening is a hobby of mine. So I went out of my way to find suppliers, to introduce myself, to let them know I wanted to sell their product and that I wanted to earn a commission as their distributor, so to speak. So I would advertise on Amazon or eBay, I would get an order, and then I would forward that order directly to the manufacturer. The manufacturer would package up whatever it was that was purchased and send it off to the customer. The challenge is, I remember Amazon, they redid their fees consistently. And I can remember shipping something to Hawaii, and by the time it got there, I lost like $7 or $8, or maybe it was even like $12. Nothing huge, but I wasn't making money, and it was effort, it was work. There was lots that went into it. And so this, while there are lots of people online who say drop shipping is a piece of cake, it's not a piece of cake at all, but I gained a lot of valuable experience. The other thing I tried that's real common online is the MLM business model, or multi-level marketing. And I had signed up with a company called Melaleuca, and they make natural healthcare products and house care products like cleaners and stuff. And I believe in their products. They made great products, but they wouldn't allow me to market online. They wanted me to have Tupperware parties, so to speak. And that just is in no way scalable, where it takes so much effort to get 5 or 10 people into a room and then you hope that one buys something. That's crazy. You can't scale that business model. And in addition to that, lots of multi-level companies are shady. And so while the business model does work and it does allow people to create their own businesses by selling the product that they themselves use and love, there are lots of companies who have done wrong by people who use that model. So it has kind of a bad rep, but it does work if you find the right company and the right products and services. Consulting and coaching. So this is one that I've seen lots of my fellow online entrepreneurs go into in the SFM community that I'm kind of telling you about today. What happens is I'll help you if you come into the community, and I'll help you for free. But eventually there are too many people to help, and doing it on a one-on-one basis is just, it's not easy. And so these people begin to charge for their time as coaches and as consultants. And the thing that's unappealing about that for me is that you are, again, trading your time for money. And for me, the point of going into business online is to be able to step away from it once it's all set up and it kind of runs itself, and that I'm making money 24/7 without needing to be there. So that's not super appealing to me. I like to help people for free, but as far as charging for it and building a business that way, I'm not sure it's for me. And finally, online agency or even a local agency. When we become online entrepreneurs, we're going to learn lots of different stuff, and that information is useful to other people. And so sometimes people decide to manage search engine optimization for others, to create content and blog posts, or write articles, or manage social media accounts, that kind of stuff. That's an online agency. Or lots of people do it local in their own community, and they become a local ad agency, so to speak. But again, you're trading your time for money, and I'm trying to get out of doing that, and I assume you probably are as well. So the most realistic are probably going to be affiliate marketing and having an e-commerce store selling products as an affiliate. It's the most easy for anyone to get into. It's the lowest amount of capital or money required to get started. You don't have to house any products. You don't have to make anything. You don't have to ship anything. There's no plant and equipment. It's just the easiest way for people to get started, but you need training. And like I said, I failed at Amazon because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was doing. Well, now I know what I'm doing, and things are going much better, and that's why I'm here to share that stuff with you. So here are the steps that I took to get my online business up and running, and these are steps that anyone can do. The first thing I did was that I watched the free 7-day video series where I was introduced to Stuart Ross and Jay Kubasek of the SFM. And because I had tried and failed at several other online business ventures, I knew within halfway through the first video that this was far better than anything I had ever seen, and that it was a real way to accomplish starting an online business. And so I enrolled like halfway through the first video. So then I got into the SFM's training modules, and there are 5 training modules, and they're designed to help you figure out what your goals are and to retrain your brain so that you're able to prioritize and goal set so that all the tasks that you set out to accomplish on a regular, timeline lead you closer to those goals. And during the training modules, they take you through a setup process. So you actually build an online business while you're going through the training modules. And one of the first things that you do is you set up your email autoresponder. And I use Aweber. It's the most bang for the buck for the most part. And I'm also an affiliate for Aweber, so it's another way that I'm able to support my family. I believe in their product. I've been using it for 2 years. And if you click my affiliate link and sign up with Aweber, I collect monthly revenue from you, and you would do the same. So what's really cool about that is you are given a lot of your emails that go into your autoresponder series, and there are plenty of tutorials that take you through the setup process. It's really not that big of a deal. The other thing that you got to do is set up a website, and this is where I've got some valuable experience to share, I think. So once you buy a domain name with the Digital Business Lounge, which is within this community, you can then host your website there. And WordPress is the platform most websites are built on, or many websites are built on, and it is a bottomless just rabbit hole of plugins and various things that you can do to tweak stuff. And I spent almost an entire summer learning how to use WordPress. The benefit is that I set up 4 websites. I mostly do everything myself on the websites. I don't generally have to hire anybody else to do at least daily stuff. I can log on and do it myself. However, in hindsight, if I was to start over today, or the advice I would give to someone who's new and starting an online business would be to pay somebody. You can go on Fiverr.com and hire someone probably for $50 or less and get your website set up. Or within the community, Dan Holloway and his brother, they set up websites. There's a guy named Christian Beer. They offer their website templates for free, and they're all AdWords compliant because they're trying to help people within the community. Well, had I known that, I would have had someone else's website as my own and just kind of changed around the wording, or I would have had someone set it up for me and then start tinkering with it from there. So I didn't start so much from scratch and have to spend so much time with it. But the benefit is I know what I'm doing now, and I learned some really valuable skills. Setting up a website, after that, you got to set up landing pages and thank you pages. And I use a software program called Convertri, which is super easy. It's like drag and drop and create stuff on the web page. It's significantly easier than using WordPress. And knowing how to build landing pages is part of the online business game. So it's something that you have to know how to do, and it's a skill you'll have to develop. But you got a landing page that provides something of value where people trade their email address for whatever it is that you're offering. And then after they opt in, they're automatically taken to the thank you page. And that tells them what to expect to receive in their email inbox. After that, I filmed ads. And while it might seem intimidating, there's a process for it. The SFM has something called the 90-day video journey, where everybody logs into the 90-day video journey and they contribute video content every single day for 90 days. And they say if you do something for 90 days, it becomes a habit, right? And the 90-day video journey is designed to get us way more comfortable on camera. So it doesn't seem like I'm reciting something from memory or that I'm reading off a cue card or whatever. It teaches us how to be genuine on camera and to speak from our hearts. And it's a big deal. It makes things a lot easier. My ad that's working best for me on YouTube is one I simply filmed in my backyard. It's kind of like this, where I'm just saying, hey, here's who I am, here's what I did, I know that it can help you. Click through if you want to check it out. So that is maybe one of the more intimidating things to get on camera for a lot of people. Fortunately, there's lots of help and it's not near as intimidating once you kind of start the process. And then finally, the last part is maintenance. Getting everything set up, it takes time, so there is no get rich quick. So if you're thinking that you're going to make $1 zillion in 5 days, it's not going to happen. That, get rich quick only happens for like professional athletes. They're college kids and then they get drafted and all of a sudden they're rich. Or if you come out with Facebook or, some crazy service that no one's ever seen that takes off like wildfire. But get rich quick doesn't exist for the average person. So this stuff does take time. So you got to give yourself a few months. And then at that point, it's maintenance. Then it becomes a machine that just kind of grinds on itself. And I check in maybe an hour and a half a day well, some days more than that, some days way less than that. Some days I don't even check. I just see how many email opt-ins are coming in and where they're coming from. And then I add something to a spreadsheet so I know where stuff is coming from for future reference, and that's pretty much it. And then I check in with my email list to see that I'm providing value, to answer questions and get back to people. So, I trade my time for money a little bit in that way. But if you can do that, if you can watch a free 7-day video series, if you can pay a couple of bucks and sign up and set time aside to go through the training modules, if you're willing to learn new skills, which is not that hard, at least to set up an email autoresponder, it's a piece of cake, to either do it yourself or pay a couple bucks to have someone set up a website for you. If you're willing to learn how to set up a landing page and learn to use a new software program, do that. And then again, if you're doing video ads, then you gotta get on camera and get comfortable with that. But lots of people do social media posts, lots of people advertise with articles on Bing. I mean, there's lots of different ways to accomplish spreading the message for your online business. I just find that video ads works best for me, and I'm a YouTuber. I love YouTube, YouTube University. It's where I've learned so much stuff and how to do so many different things. And so I like to contribute and give back to the YouTube community. And I happen to be comfortable on camera since I'm a wedding officiant. I'm on stage all the time anyways. So public speaking is not a big deal for me. But anyways, I hope that all of this helped. I hope it provided you with a little more clarity so you know what's involved. And you see that it's realistic, that anyone can do it and you can do it in your spare time around your other commitments. And then before you know it, you've got your online business set up and it's maintenance, baby. And that is really the goal. That's when you're no longer trading time for money and checks are coming in or money's being deposited into your account 24/7 while you sleep, and waking up to find out that I made money is a phenomenal feeling. And it's something that I hope I can guide you through and into as well. So again, if you haven't seen the free 7-day video series, I think there might be a link somewhere on this video screen where you can click and then go sign up to check it out, or maybe down below the video. And if you've seen the 7-day video series and you want to test drive for 30 days, the same system that I'm talking about that I use, I'll put a link down below, or you got to click through to my website maybe to check it out. But I hope that helps. You can do this. Anyone can do this. I'm here to help you. There's a huge community of employees turned online entrepreneurs, and everybody helps each other. We share information. It's really, really just a cool thing, and I feel super fortunate to be a part of it, and that's why I'm trying to spread the message and share it with you. So I hope this was all helpful, and I wish you the best, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye. And you know what I forgot to mention was that I built my online business while recovering from a disability. So here's how I walked after my first failed back operation in 2005. And here's me in 2017. You know what? I might look like I'm hobbling, but I know that I'm going to make it. that everything's going to calm down and I'm going to be in much better shape than before these huge releases. And everything is going to be better than before. Fortunately, I have a really cool desk that allows me to lay on my back and work on my computer. It hangs the computer in front of my face, and much of my time spent on the computer is spent laying down working on this crazy special desk. So my point is, if I can do it, you can do it. And I hope that seeing that gives you confidence, and I'm here to help you.